But before we get to all of those zany hijinks, we begin, as we always do, with Aaron's rundown of what happened while we were away.
Have ears to hear, let them hear. Joe Biden was in Iowa yesterday, trying yet again to lay the blame for record inflation and unprecedented rises in energy costs on Vladimir Putin when this happened.
It's not hyperbole. It's about being made in America. A lot of that has to do with this industry.
For those of you listening, while Biden was delivering his screed, a bird pooped on him. Speaking of bird poop, the 8.5% inflation rate year over year, the worst since 1981, is already bad enough. But charts like this really put into perspective how bad things have become. This is the Flexible Price Consumer Price Index, measuring the price of goods and services whose price changes quickly, minus food and energy. Already, this crisis is about twice as worse as the 1970s stagflation crisis. In New York City, a radical black nationalist got on a subway dressed as an MTA employee, dropped smoke bombs, and opened fire. At least 10 people were shot, some in critical condition, but all expected to survive. NYPD says they're not investigating the incident as terrorism. The suspect was reported to be known to the FBI. This story will go the way of the Waukesha black nationalist terrorist attack and be out of the news by, say, 5 minutes ago. Checking in on the World Economic Forum's resident Joseph Mengele.
I'm not sure there'll still be genders in 50 or 100 or 150 years. With this new ability to re-engineer, to create bodies and brains and minds as the basic products of the 21st century economy. Today, it's still very primitive. You sit in front of the computer, and it's a two-dimensional reality. But in 30 years, 50 years, more and more of a life might be transferred into a three-dimensional virtual reality, which provides people with far more excitement and far more interest than the drab life in the outside world, in an economy where they are no longer needed, and a political system in which they have no power.
That's Yuval Noah Harari, basically Klaus Schwab's right-hand philosopher. His lectures are chock full of dystopian junk like that. And now this, here's a mainstream Australian TV channel's sports coverage from a few evenings ago.
All he wants to just watch this space at this stage. Nothing coming out of the Port Adelaide team this morning. Kane over. He's subbing out of the game on Thursday night for nausea/heart reasons. He spent time in hospital, and yeah, it's a big unknown as to when he will play again. It may be as soon as this week, but nothing coming out of the club at this stage.
There's a lot of this going on in world sport at the moment.
Well, in the world.
World sport.
Yeah, I think
a lot of athletes have got these issues.
And are you, Brownie, referring to the booster shots and
the booster shots? That's obviously.
But it's not just the heart issues. I mean, like, without delving into your private affairs, you've got Bell's palsy at the moment, which hopefully you're on the back end of that. But there's a bit of that going around as well.
Yeah, exactly. It's got heart issues, and Bell's palsy has gone through the roof since the boosters and COVID issues.
Back stateside, Oklahoma Governor Kevin Stitt signed a bill yesterday banning all baby killing in the state, with no exceptions for rape or incest.
As governor, I represent all 4 million Oklahomans, and they overwhelmingly support protecting life in the state of Oklahoma. We want Oklahoma to be the most pro-life state in the country. We want to outlaw abortion in the state of Oklahoma.
2 weeks into the launch of CNN Plus, CNN's digital streaming service, fewer than 10,000 people are using it on a daily basis. To put that into some perspective, Don Lemon on Monday night was CNN's highest-rated show, coming in at number 49 overall in cable news ratings. He averaged 643,000 viewers. CNN Plus's total daily user base is 64.3 times fewer people than the 49th highest-rated show on cable TV. And that's what happened while we were away.